3, 4, 5, 6. Greetings. This is this, and I am me, and replacement bulbs. Guys, I just, as you can see, just have 6 packs here of 10 replacement bulbs each because I'm replacing almost all the lights in this section of this strand of lights. As you can see, these ones I can't show you the whole strand because it's plugged in. And there is one out. Can I get it in shot? This one is burnt out, and this one is burnt out. But this right here, this is where the light starts, and it goes for the rest of the strand. All of this part of the strand burnt out. And you might just say, "Oh, buy a new strand of lights." Well, here, first of all, let me just explain what's going to be going on before I start talking. I went through and I checked every single one, and yeah, my nails are crap, but I was like, I'm just going to be pulling lights apart. So I better not fix them just yet. But anyway, I put some painter's tape on every single light that was burnt out because I had started changing out all the light bulbs until I realized they were all burnt out. And then I didn't know which ones I had changed already, so I had to go through and check every single one of them, and so I know all the ones that are burnt out, so I'm just going to start switching those out, guys. Okay, but here's the deal. You might just say, just go and buy a new set of lights. Surely it's a 1,000 times less trouble than switching all these out, right? Okay, but I don't care, because here's the deal. I'm not buying, or I'm not giving any money. This is so, I'm off to such a bad start. I'm not saying anything coherent yet. The light industry, the Christmas light industry, I'm not buying any lights from them, okay? That's just ridiculous, unless I needed a new strand for like something else I was making. But guys, my Christmas tree, it's exactly the same as it was last year, okay? If you wanna see what it looks like, I have a video from last year. You can just go and look at it. Can I get the stinking lights open, please? I did it. Okay. Anyway, so there's 3 strands of lights on my tree, okay? 2 multicolored strands and then a strand of all pink. So it's like, oh, a multicolored tree, but like with extra pink, you know? Very nice. These lights are going to be weird colors, aren't they? Oh well. I don't care. I'll put those right in shot so that you guys can see them. In frame? Okay. But anyway, what was I saying? I have no clue at this point. I have 3 strands of lights on my tree. Okay? One of the strands of lights, multicolored strand, is super old. Like, super old, guys. Probably close to 15 years old. And knock on wood, you know, the floor isn't wood, but actually underneath probably is. But anyway, that, my friends, is an old strand of lights, and knock on wood, it still works, okay? I don't have problems with that strand of lights. The other 2 strands, the pink strand and the other multicolored strand, are pretty new. They're probably 2 or 3 years old, right? I plugged them in this Christmas after taking them out of a bin, okay? Just a bin that's just been sitting, not moving. They were very carefully put away. I take them out to put them on my tree, and one of the light strands didn't work at all. The multicolored one, and then the pink strand, half of it worked. And I'm like, okay, this is just great. And then I left them plugged in because I was gonna like have to work on them, but I was like, I'll just leave those and come back later because I'm like gotta go eat dinner or something. I don't remember. I come back later, and the pink strand that was half working all of a sudden is completely working, and I'm like, oh, okay, that's great. And then this strand right here that was only half working, I mean, that wasn't working at all, started to be half working, and I was like, oh, okay, All my problems almost completely disappeared. This is great. Lights aren't crap. So I just had to get the rest of this strand working. What one did I just take out? A red one? I'm trying to match the colors as best as I can. I thought that that was just great and fine and dandy, guys. So then I scrounged up as many lights as I could, extra replacement lights that I had, to switch out the light bulbs. The thing is, we had like one weird strand of lights that was a different voltage at one point, and I guess I must have put in one of those bulbs along with the other bulbs, because I fixed the light strand and it was working and it was great. But then a little while later, like days passed, and it was only half working again, and I come to find that every single light bulb is burnt out. So at that point you might think, well, you already spent so much time replacing bulbs and blah 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 blah, and you used all the bulbs you had and you know all that stuff, so just go buy a new light strand. No, guys, don't you understand? My light strand that's like 15 years old still works, and if it doesn't work now, like if it stops working at this point, I'm like, that's okay, dude. Like, you had a long life. You worked hard for 15 years, right? That's okay. But the rest of you guys are crap, and I refuse. It's just ridiculous. If you can't make a company that, like, if you have to just make your product crappier just so that people will continue to buy it every single year, like, just go out of business or something, okay? Because I'm not doing it anymore. No. I refuse. It is possible to make light strands that don't go out in 2 years for no reason. It's possible to make quality light strands, but they just don't do it anymore. And so I'm not supporting them. So basically that's what we're all about here. I've barely made any progress, but I'll get back to you guys when I've switched them all out. The other thing, it's not just that they all burn out super easily and break and that sort of thing with light strands, and I'm just so totally sick of it. But also, you probably can't see it you can maybe see the beginnings of it happening over here. Yeah. They don't even like coil nicely anymore. Light strands, they come all like undone, you know? Like this is nice, right? And this is not nice. And I'm sick of it. It's crap. So if I need a new strand of lights, obviously, like for a new thing that I want to decorate, obviously I would get one because I have to. I have no other choice. But if I don't have to buy a new one, I am only getting replacement bulbs, because otherwise I'm like, sure, it might be the same people selling the bulbs that are selling the lights, so it's like, oh, you're still supporting them, but I'm supporting their bulb industry, not their light strand industry. You know, there's a big difference. But anyway, guys, I just think it's ridiculous. But yeah, I'll go back to you guys when I fix this light strand, and it'll be so cool because you'll be like, oh wow, she did it. She is amazing. Okay. I'm literally just now moving on to the second pack. This is gonna take a while. But also, see that? $1.29 for 10 bulbs, okay? So if you weren't an idiot and replaced your whole strand with a wrong voltage bulb to make it all go out, and you just had a couple to replace in order to fix it, that's way cheaper than buying an entire new strand, right? Right. Okay, now here comes the extra fun part, because as you can see, well, you can't probably tell, but I've got these two whole packs left. That'll be great to replace all the burnt out bulbs in the other portion, and I've got some extra bulbs here. Sorry that I keep putting everything out of frame, but I've switched out every single bulb that was burnt out in this light strand, okay, and it still doesn't work. And so at this point, you might be thinking, it's a fuse problem, and it's probably been a fuse problem the whole time. Okay, but it's not, because I've already switched out the fuses, both fuses, twice now. So, Now our problem is, I guess we go through and we jiggle every single light until it turns on. 'Cause sometimes you can just go like this. And that'll help, but that doesn't seem to be helping. So I'll get back to you guys again. Or should I try changing out the fuses one more time? I mean, every single time I've changed out the fuses, I've taken 2 fuses from the same place. So like the same like little, you know, they give you those little bags with the replacement stuff. I've taken both fuses from the same bag, so I know they're the same type of fuse. And then I've switched out both fuses because, you know, I don't know which fuse goes with which half of the lights or whatever. And the second half of the lights over here that is lit up, I know y'all can barely see it, but this works, and it's worked every time that I've switched out the fuses. Like, that never changes, so I'm not putting, like, the wrong type of fuse in. I don't know. Okay. I give up. You win. This has, been a huge waste of time. This is like, it's like a rage game, trying to fix these stupid lights. But, made some discoveries. So first of all, I switched out the fuse, and I noticed that the fuses do have like markings on them that tell you what they are, which they were all the right fuses that I was using, so that's good. But switched out the fuses, and still nothing happened. And so then I even went so far as to switch the fuse that was in the working half, with the fuse in this non-working half, because I knew that the fuse in the working half worked because that half is working. So I switched that and put it in the non-working half. And not only does the non-working half still not work, but the working half still works, which means that the fuse that was in the non-working half worked. That makes sense, right? So there literally is no fuse problems. And then as far as the lights go, I figured, okay, well, let me just try to replace one of the lights, like this light right here, in the working half. As you can see, this half it works, okay? All of the lights surrounding that green bulb right there, they all are on. So like I'll switch this one out. And when you switch it out, it works for 1 second and then it goes out. Which means that all of these bulbs are probably burned out now. And there's nothing I can do about it. And I will show you guys. I will unplug this set of lights. Okay, it's unplugged. Here's the plug. Here's the plug. And I will show you on this stupid little tag right here, their hack lie that they're telling me. Blah, 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 blah. That side doesn't have important stuff on it. This is the side, okay? There. See? Can you see that? Or does it look like Z5 or something? I'm looking at it backwards and upside down or whatever. 2.5. Use 2.5 volt lamps, okay? And that's what I'm using. Because see? 2.5 volt lamps. One of these people is lying. Either the lights are lying or the lights are lying. One or the other, somebody's lying. And so, you know, you can't win against liars. You just can't. So, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do. I don't know if this means I'm buying a new set of lights or if I'm just saying, you know what? This half of the light set just isn't going to work. I'll have half of a light set on my tree. I don't care because I'm still very much against it. And now even more so because somebody's been lying to me. But sorry for wasting your time. And I hope that the same thing never, ever, 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 ever happens to you. Bye-bye now.